Yo, what's up guys? So new Volcanic support is finally here, a new boss monster for them, so I'm pretty excited to see if it's any good, because there's a lot of Volcanic players that have been patiently waiting in a very long time to get any new support. So we got some new cards coming out in Duelist Nexus as well, but I want to check out the Volcanics and see if they're actually going to be good. I guess, hold on, it says 3,008 days ago. That is absolutely insane. It's been that long. It's really been like 10 years? Oh man, okay, this better be some good support then. Anyway, starting right off, Volcanic Emperor, level 8 Fire Pyro Special Summon Effect Monster, 3,100 attack, 2,400 defense points. It says it cannot be normal summoned to a set, must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 Pyro monsters or 1 Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field and or graveyard, and you can only special summon 1 Volcanic Emperor once per turn. So the summon condition is really not that difficult at all. The effect, though, is when summoned this way, you get to inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each of your Pyro monsters currently banished. So minimum, that usually will be, 3. So 1,500 when it comes out. And then you get to set a Volcanic trap directly from your deck, except for Volcanic Eruption. Second part is each time your opponent special summons monster, you can do 500 burn damage to them. So they are fitting the theme, and you already get to, what's that, Volcanic Shell. It's been a long time since I've seen, like, the archetype. But basically, that's like 1,500 if I remember correct, then you get, like, Regeki, your opponent's board. And so, like, it coming out, that's basically 3,000 damage with those two. And then remember, each time they special summon, you can do 500 points of burn damage. Now, I'm wondering if people are going to try to do combos with, what is it, Flare Metal Dragon. If you guys remember, there was certain FTKs with that card. A lot of times it was with Beals. I don't think this card is banned in any, even in the OCG, right? It's not banned. Okay, so this card also does another 500 points of burn damage. So if you're able to do 3,000 burn damage, and maybe if you can get this plus that on the field, 1,000 damage each time they special summon, that's really not that bad at all. Or I guess, technically, well, is this the second part of the effect is once per turn? Okay, you can only special summon Volcanic Emperor once per turn, but this is just each time. This doesn't have, like, you can only activate this effect once per turn, so my assumption is if you can get out multiple, I mean, if you bust out triple, 1,500 points of burn damage, that's a GG, man. But anyways, let's go and check out the rest of the support, because the boss monster, it definitely fits the theme, and I think they did a pretty good job of it. It doesn't have Negate and Destroy, but that's not what Volcanics are all about. Next up, though, we have Volcanic Trooper. So this is a level 3 Fire Pyro Effect Monster, 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense points, and it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is, this card is normal or special summon, you get to add a Volcanic card from your deck to your hand, except for Volcanic Trooper or Volcanic Eruption. Second part is, you can just discard one card, special 1 bomb token, Pyro Fire, level 1, 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense, to your opponent's field. When this token is destroyed, its controller takes 500 points of damage. Now, it says each time your opponent, so I'm assuming that this does not count for this effect, but the controller, they'll take another 500. But I'm curious to see if someone makes some sort of really crazy way to, like, FTK or OTK with, like, both of these new cards. Maybe potentially possible. I mean, both of these effects are once per turn, but keep in mind there's other ways to do burn damage. But next up we have Volcanic Rim Fire. So this is a level 1 Fire Pyro Effect Monster, 300 attack, 0 defense points, and its first effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. Banish this card from your graveyard if you do send a Volcanic monster from your deck to the graveyard, except for Rimfire. Wow, that's phenomenally good. The second part is, banish 1 Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field or graveyard. If you do, place a Blaze Accelerator continuous trap or spell from your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap zone. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn, so that's really good as well. Like, phenomenal card. Next up, we have a continuous spell card called the Volcanic Blaze Cannon, or Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. And it says the first part of the effect, because there's several, the first part of the effect is you activate this card by sending 1 Blaze Accelerator from your hand, deck, or face up on the field of the graveyard. You can only control 1 Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. So, second part says is once per turn you get to special summon 1 Volcanic monster from your hand. The third effect is once per turn you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, send 1 level 1 Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard if you do destroy that target. That's a really good effect. I really wish this effect was like a quick effect. That would make the deck become a lot stronger. But next up we have Fire Ejection, which is a normal spell card that says you can only activate 1 card of the card's name per turn. The first part of the effect is to send 1 Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if it's a Volcanic monster, you can apply one of these effects. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100. And the second part is special 1 bomb token, fire pyro, level 1, 1,000 to your opponent's field. When this token is destroyed, its controller takes 500 damage. So it's literally the same one. So at this moment, you can get 2 tokens on your opponent's board, and you get 3,000. And if you use both of these effects, that's like 4,000. I'm wondering if someone's going to try to throw in some like Time Lord VOLCANICS, because there's a Time Lord that literally just halves your opponent's life points, and then you can just follow up with this play maybe with the following turn. Maybe you could just pull off like you know, a relatively quick win condition with those 2 combos. Next up, we have Volcanic Inferno. So this is a continuous trap card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can banish 1 pyro monster from your graveyard to inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then if you banish a volcanic monster, you can negate that activated effect. Wow, they're actually getting some negations. Oh, wow, that is so good. Now keep in mind this is a once per turn, but the fact that this is going to be continuous, that makes it absolutely amazing. The second part is, during your opponent's end phase, you can target up to 2 of your volcanic monsters that are banished, enter in graveyard, and place them on the top of the place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay, so that's good. So you can recycle all of your, I think it was, what is it, Scatter Shot and Shells is kind of what you want to go for. So Shell and, Scatter Shot, literally getting reprinted, Volcanic Rocket, Blaze Accelerator, and Blaze Accelerator Reload. So all of these are looking to be pretty decent. I'm glad that you at least got 1 negate. Let me know what you feel about them. Do you guys think it'll be S tier, or is it just going to be kind of a whatever? I actually think it has huge potential to actually pull off like pseudo OTKs where like you do a hefty amount of damage and then you follow up with some other plays, and then it becomes like a OTK maybe on your opponent's turn, because some of the effects are a once per turn. But next up, there's a lot more newer cards coming out in Duelist Nexus. So these ones, just as a heads up, I believe these are our first cards coming out in DP 28. So that's Duelist Pack 28. And now we are checking out some cards in Duelist Nexus. Okay, so starting right off, we have Behemoth of the King of All Wars. So this is another boss monster, level 10, Earth Beast effect, 2700 attack, 1500 defense points. And it says you can normal summon / set this card with 1 tribute. The first part of it says if this card is normal or special summon, you get to target 1 beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. If you do, this card loses 700 attack. Okay, so it's therefore 2000. Second part is if this card is normal summon / set is unaffected by activated effects from special summon monsters. Third part of the effect is during your end phase, you can make this card gain 700 attack. Oh, so it doesn't really actually lose anything. Okay. But the fact that it's unaffected by activated effect from special summon monsters could be pretty strong if you just literally summon the card, right? And then you just wait, and then it becomes stronger, and then your opponent has to use spell and traps. Now I'm wondering, I forgot, I think Heart of Clearwater, I don't know if you can get this effect to be activated multiple times, but let's say you can get the effect to be activated multiple times, equip Heart of the Clearwater or something to basically protect it so it cannot be like targeted. There's probably a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have some similar effect. Can you do Safe Zone? Maybe you do like Safe Zone or something so your opponent like cannot get rid of this card via spell and trap, and then you have just like a boss immunity kind of, you know, super boss monster, right? Next up though, we have Magnum the Reliever. It could be, it's just unaffected, so you can still destroy it by battle. I think that maybe be like the case, but nonetheless, Magnum the Reliever is a level 8 Light Fiend Fusion effect monster with 2000 attack, 2000 defense points, and its materials are 1 special summon monster from the extra deck plus 1 monster in the hand. So basically super poly easy. Now I'm actually kind of curious. It just says the hand, not your hand. I mean, how cool would this be if somehow it got ruled that, yo, bro, you can just use one of your opponent's monsters in their hand? I don't think you could do that, though, but, yeah, you never know. Let's see what the effect is. So you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So it says you can target 1 polymerization spell or 1 fusion spell in your graveyard and place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw a card. Wow, that's a pretty good effect. You just super poly. Wait, no, okay, if you could just fusion this with your opponent's card and their card in their hand and then be like, okay, I'm gonna draw 1, this card is broken. The second part is when another card's effect is activated. As a quick effect, you can banish 1 polymerization spell or 1 fusion spell from your graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Ooh. This card is amazing. Like I said, if this actually works, and you can do it, because it says the hand, all right? It doesn't specify, unless there's some translation. This card, S tier, like game-changing broken if it works that way. But either way, it's still a pretty good card. You get to literally recycle it, and you get to draw the card. Maybe the card that you discard is totally something that you don't even need anyways, or you benefit off. I think this card is really solid. Next up, though, we have Gaia. Wait, is this Gaia support? Gaia Blaze, the Force of the Blazing Sun. This is a level 7 Pyro Synchro effect monster, so maybe it'll work with the Volcanics. So it's a 2600 attack, 2100 defense points, and its materials are 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters. And it says when this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate this effect. It can make a second attack in a row. A mediocre effect. Second part though, at the end of the battle phase, you can target fire monsters in your graveyard up to the number of monsters this card destroyed by battle this turn, add them back to your hand. Oh, okay, so Ash Blossom's a fire target. That is absolutely amazing. If you're able to add back Ash Blossom, this makes it good. Now, the stats on it are definitely mediocre. If it was at least like 3,200, I would say, okay, solid. But you'd still be summoning it, and then it's still got to activate the effect. Good luck. But nonetheless, if you can do it, and you have an Ash Blossom, which everyone plays Ash Blossom, this is crazy. Like, if I destroy 2 and add a double Ash or Ash plus like any other like card, I think it could be pretty dang good. Next up though, we have Telemac Kratos. Oh, is this Mathmech support? Rank 8, Dark Spellcaster, exceeds effect monster, attack 3,000, defense 9,000 defense. No, 900 defense, materials are 2 level 8, says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is, each time your opponent activates a trap card, or effect, or monster effect, place a spell counter on this card when it resolves. Maximum is 9. The second part is you can remove 3 spell counters from this card and apply one of these effects to add 1 spell or 1 spellcaster effect monster from your deck to your hand. That could be Effect Veiler. Next part says source 1 spellcaster monster from your hand or deck. Any? Wow. But remember, you only get one spell counter each time, but like, I think making this turn 1, but this effect isn't a quick effect though, right? Yeah, okay, if this effect was a quick effect, just being able to, oh, you add a bunch of, like, you know, effects, I'm adding Veiler now, I'm going to stop whatever you're bringing out next, that would be pretty insane. The third part is, this card would be destroyed, you get attach a material from it instead. Okay, so as soon as it comes out, it kind of has some protection. The second effect is only a once per turn, but at the end of the day, I think this card has a lot of potential, definitely not something to sleep on. Next up, though, we have Hypermorph, or Egomorph, which is a quick play spell card. It says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. So the first part is, at the start of the damage step, if your monster battles an opponent's monster, you get to activate 1 of these effects. Change the attacking monster to defense position, return the attack target to the hand, or destroy both battling monsters. There are a lot of card effects where if they're destroyed you know, in the battle phase or just destroyed in general, they get some sort of bonus effect. So I think the card definitely has some play, as it is also a quick play. So it's kind of like a new version of enemy controller, which, you know, I like cards that have a lot of options. And then on top of that, being able to like bounce back, moving it to defense, I think they're all really solid. Next up though, we have Opposing Mirrors of the Underworld, which is a normal trap card that says you can only activate 1 card of this card's name per turn. First part of it says, when you take damage from an opponent's attack or card effect, apply this effect based on the type of damage. So if it's battle, you can just special summon 1 monster from your graveyard with attack equal to or lower than the damage you took. Now, this is just a normal trap. If it was continuous, this would actually be maybe useful. The effect, inflict twice that much damage to your opponent. Okay, instantly everyone is side decking this potentially for certain matchups that would do insane amount of left 1-hit burn damage. This has very interesting implications on the game. If it was a continuous though, that would be really good. I'm wondering if there is, it says, it has to be an opponent's card effect. I wish it was just a card effect, because then you could apply, like, both players take a certain amount of damage, then you could do, like, what is it, like, their bad reaction, and just hit them for, like, 6,000 with gift card, if you were able to, like, do something really weird with that. But has a little bit of potential, for sure, in the side deck, against certain matchups that would have, like, these one-shot combos with certain weird things, so I could see that card being okay. Next up, though, we got another card. This is, a spell card, and it is called the Corrupted Gem of the Rebellion Snake Eye, and it's got a pretty interesting effect. So it's a spell card that says target 1 face-up monster on the field and place it in its face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So literally everything can become Crystal Beast. Now there might be some other implications on this. I think Infinity players would be pretty excited, because they no longer need to cheat to get their monsters in remote duels in the back. They could just have their opponent activate this, right? But jokes aside, if this card was a quick play, I think it would actually see play, but because it has to be, you know, I think people would much rather use Book of Moon, because it is quick play for those reasons, or any of the other variants. There's probably better traps and spells at the end of the day, because again, it does have that effect where maybe though you could clog up your opponent's you know, monsters or their spell zone, because you just block everything. One thing that you could consider is maybe if someone is playing Pen, you can then throw out, if you use 3 of these, right, they would have their entire spell and trap zone locked, because the other ones are the pens. But I still don't think that that's viable. If this effect was like, you get to target any number, or I mean, if it was any number, that'd probably be too broken, but maybe you'd have to discard some cards in order for it to be like more even. But just the fact that it's only 1, if it was just 2, I think people would actually consider it. But if it's 1, it should have been a quick play. That's my review of the corrupted gem, and I know some people are talking about it. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of any of the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards down below, and if you guys want to see gameplay of it, and this is your first time here, make sure you guys are subbed so you don't miss out on it, because we're definitely going to be doing some Volcanic gameplay on the channel. It's just too classic. Anyways, take care, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.